Good evening, lads and ladettes. What you're currently looking at is the Thunderbolt 94. So, this little video is going to be a demonstration of what's possible, how it works, and just the general features of this, the Thunderbolt. This craft was created by me, Swiss Chicken. It's more Swiss, more commonly known as. And it took me about 4 to 5 hours to make, which really isn't all that much time. But I gave it some looks into. I used a reference of just a model of one of them. So while it may not be completely high fidelity and exactly how a Thunderbolt would look, because, you know, Stormworks does have some rules you gotta follow when building stuff, I did try and get it as best I could. So we'll just go through a little small tour here. We got our landing gears. These are retractable with their own little base. Part of the engine. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering if this thing is submersible underwater, it's not. Which maybe not the biggest feature for most planes, because you're probably not going to be underwater. And as you've probably noticed, it has 3 engines, which I tried to stay as realistic to the actual thing as possible. So, yeah. There's a fuel port, fuel stuff. You can use the fuel stuff over there to fuel it, obviously, if you didn't know that already. It's got 3 engines already done. Canopy that opens and closes, which is cool. And a cockpit, which I will go into now. So yeah. Right. Canopy, closed. That's on the left. To our more left, we have interior lights, exterior lights, which is pretty self-explanatory. We got a fuel valve unlock, which opens that little unlockable, lockable button there to do the fuel stuff. And here we got our throttles, our afterburner, gyroscope, gear, which are out at the moment, obviously. Brake, engine ignition, and auxiliary engine ignition. And the rest is pretty much labeled, and you can see all that. We got our heater to the right, and there's a parachute right behind us, but it's right there. So, anyways, let's get this thing started up. Put the throttle at about 30. And hold the engine. I usually like to start out with the 2 winglet engines, but you can start out with the auxiliary engine too, which might be more fuel efficient. Let's turn our brakes off. Oh, that's my little call sign thingy. And so we don't get, like, killed by the Warhammer thing, because I know they're pretty... I doubt they'll ever see this, but, you know, this is not my original design. I mean, well, technically it is, but not... You get what I mean. I didn't create the Thunderbolt in all its war. I just recreated it in Stormworks, because I enjoy the thing. I like I like Warhammer 40k. All right. Anyways, we'll just go ahead and put our gyroscope on. Turn the day here a little better. Well, let me make sure I'm recording, because that would be very unfortunate. Okay, we are. So, there we are. Beautiful. So yeah, she's a bit bulky, but she flies extremely fast. She goes about 321 knots, but that's simply because the throttle and the RPS are both not regulated, and at the current time of this video, I won't be releasing this version. I will be releasing a version with RPS limiters, because it's dangerous. Like this, but dangerous fun, you know? Yeah. So, I'll go ahead and... there's quite a lot of fuel in here, actually, but it burns up pretty quickly with all the engines on, so speaking of which, let's turn our engines on. All 3 engines are now on. Keep the throttle low, because if you keep it too high, it'll explode your engines. There we are. We're going a solid I don't know why I said 80, 200, and rising. But if we put this about 73, there we go. Start building speed. But you gotta watch it. That'll explode. Let's go ahead and put our heater up. Bingo. 300. because I don't want to explode my engine. I'll just put that down. And now we can just cruise on our auxiliary, which is what you should do in this. To serve fuel if you're going to a place, say the Arctic. I'm not sure it'll actually reach the Arctic. I haven't tested it because simply I haven't gotten to it. I built this today, it recorded this today. So hip hip hooray! Anyways, we're going to coast back here. And as you'll notice, our yaw is very, very nice. You can turn on a dime with this thing. Which technically it's not really how aircraft are supposed to work. Because you're not supposed to be able to do that. I mean, you can't do that, but it's generally not safe, I guess. Anyways. In other news, let's undo our gyroscope. And we're going to go land. I'll show you how well this thing lands when we come back. I wanted to unpause real quick because I wanted to show you what it looks like at night. Well, the engine light usually just keeps it on, but there's a light in there, there's a light behind us, and there's some exterior lights. I think I'll add some more exterior lights when this comes out, just because being able to see is nice. And alright, I'll be back. Okay, we're coming in on the runway here. I'm going to actually, increase that just a smidge. Hopefully that doesn't make us stall out here. I would not like that. To ruin a landing. But let me tell you, this thing does land. It lands pretty well if you know how to land it. It isn't too difficult. It's not like a really heavy vehicle. It's actually considerably light from what it looks. You'd assume those little gears have a bulky weight to them. And speaking of gears, put that down when we get there. Lower that. Coming in at a bit hot, but we should be okay if we just angle it here. Gears down. Let's watch it. Too quick for me to get to. We came at it a bit short, and in the damn. Let's try that again. You know, and the fun thing too about having an auxiliary engine is if you're in a pickle, and hopefully you're high in the altitude, you can switch to your other engines. Or you just have all three of them on, which is not fuel efficient, I will tell you that. But you will go extraordinarily fast, which you already saw. Anyways, let's try this again, shall we? Alright. I'm a bit rusty at this whole flying thing. I've been doing my car stuff. You know, I should probably put that out sometime. I'll put some of my car designs out as well. Okay, well that didn't go as well as I would love it to, because I was focused on something else, but hey, we're landed, and we didn't die, and minimal to no damage, it would seem. And we just pop our brakes on, and pop the canopy, and bingo bango bongo, I don't want to do the Congo, oh no 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 no. We've got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this beautiful creation, you can probably see more coming out from me, because I do love Stormworks and I love just building, because it is a fun little meditative thing to do. And if you want to meet me and see me around here, I usually hang out around on Cunny's server in Stormworks. It's a great place, really. It's one of the best multiplayer servers that there is, and I'm a moderator on it, so you can probably trust me. Probably, you know. Don't trust anybody on the internet, kids, but yeah. Anyways, thank you all for looking at this demonstration, and if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe and all that jazz. So, anyways, without further ado, I've been Swiss Chicken, and this is the Thunderbolt, Warhammer 40k Thunderbolt, created by me. Thank you all. Have a spectacular day or night based on wherever you are, and you'll hear me later. Bye-bye!